I went to a palm reader years ago, and she kind of got freaked out and wouldn't give me a reading. But the one thing she did say after she looked at my palm, she said, "You have a hard time lying, don't you?" Well, she might not have gave me a reading and predicted my future, but she was dead on the money. How about a video called The Beginner Level? There are plenty of channels out there that think they understand what's going on, that have an idea what's going on, but the reality of it is, really don't have a clue. That think they can survive an urban environment when the lights go out and the food starts running short, that they'll be just fine. No, they won't. I've seen what it's like when it all falls apart and people are reduced to their baser levels or instincts. It ain't pretty. And unless you have the right mindset to deal with people like that, more than likely you're going to get eaten alive. And that could very well be in a literal sense. When people are reduced to their baser instincts, the rules that we all follow in what's called normal society do not apply. And trying to apply the reality that we live in today onto that template doesn't work, won't work, will never work, and more than likely will only get you killed. But people don't understand that because they've never been there. They don't understand the psychology or the erosion of humanity when people are put in those kind of situations. I've taken the time to try to point it out to several people and their subscribers throughout the way, along the way. They don't want to hear it. Okay, fine. I've taken the time to try to explain that this is what treason looks like within the confines of the United States. And even to this day, people ignore it. This is what I've learned about people and their vehicles, and it applies perfectly to this situation. If you're going to pretend there isn't a problem, down the road, you're going to have huge problems. And in some cases, I'm not going to be able to fix it. And the same thing applies to when the bottom falls out. You might know everything you need to know, have the right mindset, and everything it takes to survive in those situations. But it might help you, but it ain't going to help the next guy. And unless you're willing to accept that before you even go into it, you're screwed. You're going to make a mistake. And as I have said before, when you find yourself in those situations, whether it be mentally, emotionally, or physically, one mistake can be the end of it all. So I've decided I'm not going to go to channels like that. I was hoping to gain subscribers by doing so, but they don't want to hear it. They still think, just like the park bench scene in the original Men in Black, they got a pretty good bead on reality and how things work and what goes on. When the reality of it is, they don't have a freaking clue. And trying to point it out to them before that point is more than likely going to go completely unnoticed and be a total waste of time. I thought mistakenly that eventually people would start realizing where we're heading, and maybe I'd pick up a few subscribers or whatever, because my goal is to help one person at a time. And if they wake up, okay, let's do another. But when people have the attitude that they have today, like they got it all figured out, you can't help nobody until it's too damn late. And their ride is so degraded and destroyed because they wouldn't acknowledge the problem that the only thing you could do is throw it on the scrap heap.
No, I don't agree with the way Donald Trump has handled this situation, but I certainly see the need in the strategy. Sometimes you can't tell the people, you have to show them.